Hello children, how are you all? Hope everything is going fine with you all. I always wish you stay home and stay safe in this special crisis. So today I just want to tell you another interesting character who became the famous player, a tennis player by name Maria Sharapova. Maria Sharapova. So she belongs to Russia and she happened to reach the summit of women's tennis when she was barely 18. So really great. So let us see what is the lesson about and how she achieved such a great place in the field of tennis. There is something disarming about Maria Sharapova, something at odds with her ready smile and glamorous attire. And that something in her lifted her on Monday, 22nd August 2005, to the world number one position in women's tennis. All this happened in almost no time. Poised beyond her years, the Siberian-born teenager took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle. Now, there is something disarming about Maria Sharapova, something at odds with her ready smile and a very glamorous attire. She gives a lot of importance to her fashionably dressing. Okay. And then something in her lifted her on Monday. There is some potential, some spark that made her to become something great in her life, and it was on Monday, 22nd August 2005. She became the number one position. She has taken up the number one position in women's tennis. It was not just happened in almost no time. Poised beyond her years, the Siberian born. She is from Siberia, a teenager. She has taken just 4 years as a professional to reach the top. That's why the title, Reach for the Top. And she has proved that. Even Santosh Yadav, yesterday what we learnt about, she was also one among these two very great women we come across through this lesson, Reach for the Top. However, the rapid ascent in a fiercely competitive world began 9 years before with a level of sacrifice few children would be prepared to endure. So, little Maria had not yet celebrated her 10th birthday when she was packed off to train in the United States. That trip to Florida with her father Yuri launched her on the path to success and stardom. But it also required a heart-wrenching 2-year separation from her mother Elena. The latter was compelled to stay back in Siberia because of visa restrictions. The 9-year-old girl had already learned an important lesson in life, that tennis excellence would only come at a price. Very beautiful lesson. Even everyone should learn in their lifetime. at the rapid ascent in a fiercely competitive. Of course, the competition was very tough, very fierce. The two throughout the world, in the world. When it began for her, Maria Sharapova, it was hardly she was 9 years. Before, with a level of sacrifice, few children would be prepared to endure. Nobody would usually like to give up such kind of things. If you want to gain something, you have to lose. That is the lesson we learn between these two famous, great women. Then I'll just give a contrast between these two at the end of the lesson. But now, it was really that you should be, everyone, if you want to achieve, become successful in your life, you need to sacrifice. Very few children would be prepared to do that. Not everyone. A little Maria had not yet celebrated her. See, she was hardly 9 years, I said. She didn't even celebrate her birthday when she was packed off. That means father packed everything and she was permanently, for at least 2 to 3 years, she was sent to United States. That trip to Florida with her father, Yuri, launched her on the path to success and stardom. So that day, the path was paved to success and stardom. That path, who launched it? Her father. What was his name? Yuri. And at the same time, she needed a lot of courage to get separated. A 9-year is not a very great age. A small kid who really needs the support of mother. Though father was there with her, but mother at that time, she needed her. But still, it's heart-wrenching, means it's a kind of twisting of the heart, painful. Getting separated from her mother at the age when she needed the mother's love for the sake of her tennis. Learning tennis, she just got sacrificed. She separated. Yes? And how many years she separated from her mother, Elena? It was 2 years. The latter was compelled. Latter means mother. Elena, compelled, forced to stay back in Siberia because of visa restrictions. She did not get visa readily. Thereby she was compelled, forced to stay back in Siberia and could not go along with her tiny daughter. The 9-year-old girl had already learned an important lesson in life. So at that tender age, innocent age, she learned a great lesson in life, a life lesson, that tennis excellence would only come at a price. What was the price over here? Leaving her mother. The love, the affection, the care, everything of her mother was put aside in order to reach her goal. I used to be so lonely. Maria Sharapova recalls. She was just telling us those days when she really had tough time. She always used to be all alone, feel all alone. I missed my mother terribly. There are no words to express her missing her mother. My father was working as much as he could to keep my tennis training going on. So learning that to this kind of games, whether it is tennis or trekking or anything, bit costly games. The racket and all will be very costly, and the training also is a very tough training. So her father was determined. He wanted to make his daughter something great in her life. Thereby, he started struggling, working very hard to make his daughter to become something great. And also the training should not stop in between. So he was working very hard. So he couldn't see me either. He was also working, but he never had time to go and meet his daughter. Because I was so young, I used to go to bed at 8 p.m. The other tennis pupils would come in at 11 p.m. and wake me up and order me to tidy up the room and clean it. So naturally, the grown-up girls will find that too she is from a very poor background. Naturally, everyone will have a low look upon her. They look her down. So she was at that tender age, it is quite natural to sleep early. By 8 p.m. she is to sleep. But there, the other tennis players, the learners or the students would be coming from their training practice around about 11 p.m. and wake her up and order her to clean the room, keep the room clean, tidy. Instead of letting that depress me, I became more quietly determined and mentally tough. I learned how to take care of myself. I never thought of quitting because I knew what I wanted. When you come from nothing and you have nothing, I would have it makes you very hungry and determined. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults than that to steadfastly pursue my dream. So she's telling her what forced her or what pushed her to get more strong determination, strong desire to become something great in her life. Let us see here. Instead of letting that depress me, that means the humiliation of the elderly girls, the older girls. I can say it's the appropriate word over here. The older girls, she never just let these humiliations to make her depressed. So now she became more quietly. She has taken an oath to herself, determined to herself to be mentally tough. And now she learned how to take care of herself. She never thought of quitting. So because of their humiliations not treating her very nicely, she never thought that, okay, I do not want any kind of tennis or anything, let me go. No, let me prove what I am. I want to show. So she was very quiet. She never reacted back. She never said anything. Whatever was assigned to her, very quietly with a tough mind, she carried out. And you know what she was telling? Because she knew what she wanted, her desire, her determination, her ambition, her goal, her target. When you come from nothing and you have nothing, see, when you come from nothing means from a poor background, you do not have anything, and then you come from nothing and you have nothing. You can underline these words up. Then it makes you very hungry and determined. Makes you hungry means you feel hungry, you eat more, you crave for eating. No, here hunger means nothing but that urge, the urge, that longing, eagerness to become something great. That is hungry over here. And also more determined. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults than that to steadfastly pursue my. So she was ready for any kind of humiliation, any kind of insult. Okay, let them. But that might help me to very strongly go towards my dream. To pursue means to continue, to follow up her dream, to achieve her dream. That toughness runs through Maria even today. Not that time, even now. It was the key to her bagging the women's singles crown at Wimbledon in 2004 and to her meteoric rise to the world number one spot the following year. So, that toughness runs through Maria even today. That means that strong determination, iron will, her dedication, discipline, everything was clinging to her even today, to this day. And what was the toughness, the determined, strong will. It was the key to her bagging, getting the women's singles crown at Wimbledon in 2004 and to her meteoric rise and step by step. And in 2005, I have already told that it was on August 22nd, 2005, when she was just 18, teenage, still yet not completed her teenage. She was hardly 18 years. 9 years she came, 18th year, she bagged that women's tennis Wimbledon position in 2005, August 22nd. While her journey from the frozen plains of Siberia to the summit of women's tennis has touched the hearts of tennis fans, for the youngster herself, there appears to be no room for sentiment. The straight looks and the answers she gives when asked about her ambition make it amply clear that she considers the sacrifices were worth it. I'm very, very competitive. I work hard at what I do. It's my job. This is a mantra for success. So the journey from the frozen plains, Russia, Siberia, very cold country, and she has come to this women's tennis, touched the hearts of many tennis fans. Okay, for that youngster, who was the youngster? Maria Sharapova. Okay. Herself, there appears to be no room for sentiment. She doesn't have any kind of sentiments. She is not a sentimental fool. The straight looks, the way, that confidence. Straight look always indicates that the person is very confident about her ways, her deals. And answers she gives when asked about her ambition make it amply clear, very clear, that she considers her ambition to make it, considers the sacrifices were worth it. That means that tone of her voice makes us understand that, yes, she's so determined. And the sacrifices that she made in her life, leaving her mother and going and bearing all the humiliation, everything was now its worth for that Wimbledon. And she said, I'm not an ordinary girl. I'm very, very competitive. I will never look back. I will never take a back step. I work hard at what I do. It's my job. She determined. That was her mantra. Like always. See, if you write impossible, if you write on the board or on your notebook impossible, just creep I and M between an apostrophe, then it will become I am possible. You have to take I can do it, I am possible. These are the two Maha Mantras which will make you to achieve anything in your life. Though Maria Sharapova speaks with a pronounced American accent. She proudly parades her Russian nationality. Clearing all doubts, she says, "I'm Russian. It's true that the US is a big part of my life, but I have Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. I will play the Olympics for Russia if they want me." So though she was in America, though she was talking in that accent because she was gone there with a very tender age, but she proudly holds her flag in her hand, and she's proudly says that she belongs to Russian nationality. That should be there. Everyone should have that respect towards your own nationality. And clearing all the doubts, she speaks to the people and clears whatever the doubts they have, that will be dispelled, totally vanish, disappear when she speaks like this. What is it? I am a Russian. It is true that the US is a big part of my life. Yes, it changed. It made me to achieve my things. It has given training, but still my blood belongs to Russia. Okay, I have Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. I will play the Olympics for Russia if they want me to do. Like any number of teenage sensations, Maria Sharapova lives fashion, singing and dancing as her hobbies. She loves reading the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. Her fondness for sophisticated evening gowns appears at odds with her love of pancakes with chocolate spread and fizzy orange drinks. So don't just think that when you go for achieving something, you need to sacrifice everything. Certain things you need to sacrifice, but certain things you can keep totally for yourself. That's what she has done. So like any number of teenage sensations, quite natural. At that age, everyone would like to showcase their beauty, their talent, everything. So Maria Sharapova lives fashion. She likes fashion. Singing, another hobby she keeps with herself, and dancing as her hobbies. She loves reading the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. You know who is Sir? He was given Sir, a title, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, a very great writer. You know, have you ever heard of Sherlock Holmes? Did you hear The Hound of Baskerville? Yeah, it's written by many of the series are there already on the if you just browse the net, you will get many series of Sherlock Holmes, all excellent detective, and he has got his friend Dr. Watson. It's a very, I'm big fan of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's writings. Okay, then she was also, and you know what are the other fondness? Fondness means liking for sophisticated, highly developed evening gowns. That means usually when they go for ball or anything, any evening dances and all, they go with long gowns. She likes that what you have these nowadays, long gowns, and she also used to like to wear that, appears at odds with her love of pancakes. She likes to eat pancakes and chocolate spread and fizzy orange drinks. Fizzy means when you open it, you'll get the bubbles. Okay, that kind of orange drinks she likes. Maria Sharapova cannot be pigeonholed or categorized. You cannot say that. Her talent, unwavering desire to succeed, and readiness to sacrifice have lifted her to the top of the world. Few would grudge her the riches she is now reaping. This is what she has to say about her monetary gains from tennis. Of course, money is a motivation. Tennis is a business and a sport. But the most important thing is to become number one in the world. That's the dream that keeps me going. So she says that she cannot be pigeonholed. Tomorrow I want you to just tell me what is the meaning of it. All if I give, you are not taking any interest in checking and telling me. Whenever I ask what is pigeonhole or any word if I ask, you just stare at me for me to give the answers. No, I want you to just be very active. Participation I want from your side. So tomorrow we'll have that round. So unwavering, her talent, it's of course she has a very good talent. Unwavering means not deviating, not going away from what she desired. Her decision, firm decision. What was it? To succeed, to become succeeded. And readiness to sacrifice. She never says, no, I cannot, I won't. No, that words were not at all there in her dictionary. And she lifted these things, what that readiness to sacrifice and then the desire, or you can say undeviated desire, and not fluctuations are not there. Steady means steady, that's it. Few would grudge. Grudge means they feel jealous of her. Okay. They cannot tolerate her gaining her importance or reaping a lot of money. No, they didn't like it. Riches. This is what she has to say about her monetary gains. Monetary, her position, her fame, name and money. Monetary is nothing but money matters. From tennis, she gained a lot of money coming from a very poor background. But she could become something great in her life. In at least one very important thing you can say that she, in her teenage itself, she gained a lot of popularity. She became very famous, world famous. Okay. And also with money. So, of course, money is a motivation. See, when you do not have anything, you always long to have that. Tennis is a business and a sport. She is openly saying that it is a business and it is also a game. But the most important thing is to become number one in the world. That's the dream that kept me going. So, it's not that money it is making her to go and become something great in her life. No. Or getting the women Wimbledon. But it is the dream to become world famous, making her to get on in her life. Okay, children, as I told you, I am going to just give a small compare and contrast both the characters. One is Santosh Yadav, a mountaineer, and Maria Sharapova, a tennis player. So these two women, they do not have anything very common. Okay, they have a separate kind of traditions. If you take Santosh Yadav, she was coming from a very traditional Indian background, and every minute and every second they were guided by the norms, the conditions and customs of the society and the community. And there, girls are generally not to be seen on this kind of stages, or never heard about it. It was quite surprising that they desired having a girl child. First point, Santosh Yadav's grandmother, they wanted to have a girl child in the house, and she was really not going on according to the traditions and customs of the society, and her rigid parents, they had a very tough time with this girl and challenges as the daughter has her mind, on her own mind. Okay, they wanted her to study and she just did whatever she wanted and she became a great person. Even that too, the people usually in that village, Haryana, at the time when she becomes a 16-year-old, and they immediately search for a boy and get her married. But she did not. She wanted to learn and grow. She wanted to become something great in her life. So finally she could become the Everest climber. That too twice. So that is none other than Santosh Yadav. Now coming to Maria Sharapova, a little Russian girl, reached the pinnacle of glory because of the support and sacrifices made by her parents. Okay. And her father, who took her to America, worked hard. He made sure that she will never get short of anything for her training, best training. And he lived away from his wife during this time because of the visa restrictions. She was compelled to stay. And even Maria also had to depart from her mother. And they were in all her endeavors. Cause finally, whatever the efforts she has put and they have put to make her to become something great, final result, and helped her mentally and financially to become the world number one at the very young age of 18. So in these two characters, can you just notice the role of parents? Parents really play a very important role in the development of their children. I agree with this. But it is equally important. Don't just throw everything on the parent. His own way, his own. No, not like that. Even the child, whether it is a girl or a boy, they should know what they want in their life. Then if you have that kind of determination, then naturally parents would always support you. They won't let you down. So it's very important for you all to just have an idea what you want to become in your life. And another one very important thing I can say you is, for any success in life, what is important, what is necessary, what is must, that is determination. What is important over here? Children, the determination. Come on, any one of you tell me. Do you agree with this statement or not? And that too, I want you to just take the life of Maria Sharapova and then give me the answer. So, I'll give you some clues and you need to, tomorrow we are going to have a small seminar on this topic. Determination is necessary for success. Be ready, my dears. So I'll tell you what are the things for this. Of course, determination is very necessary for success. And Maria Sharapova was only 9 years old when she had to live alone in the United States. She was the youngest player. And no, when you are young, naturally you'll have humiliation. And she was constantly, regularly humiliated by the elderly, the older players. But she never gave up. Her strong determination made her mentally tough. And Maria had not determined. If she was not determined, she would have just left the training camp and because she was humiliated by her fellow players. It was only her strong determination that supported her. And she could bear everything quietly, making herself more mentally strong. She never gave up due to any pressure. She managed everything at her own. And that is the determination that leads one to success. So these two stories really give you a very beautiful, life. Okay. Let me just give 2 sentences over here. As a extract, I'll be asking you questions related to this. Be very attentive and listen to me very carefully. At 16, most of the girls in our village, not this, I'm sorry, I went with Santosh. Okay. Though Maria Sharapova speaks with a pronounced American accent, she proudly parades a Russian nationality. Clearing all doubts, she says, I am Russian. It's true that the US is a big part of my life. I have the Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. I will play the Olympics for Russia if they want me. And now, can you answer me certain questions I am going to ask you? Maria Sharapova lived in the United States, but her heart was somewhere else. Can you say where it was? Any one of you? Where it was? Where was her heart? Yes, it was in Russia because she belongs to Russia, that is, she is a Siberian girl, and she also says that she has got the Russian citizenship and the blood is totally Russian, and she is ready to play the Olympics if the Russians really want her to. Why does she have an American accent? Can any one of you tell me, my dears? Yes? Why Maria has got an American accent? The way of speaking, you can say. The slang. Why? Why she had that? Yeah? Very good. Yes. What you said is right. That means she was for a long time, right from 9th to 18th year, she was in US. Thereby, at the tender age, she could catch easily the way of speaking of the Americans. So she had that accent with her. Very good. My blood is totally Russian. What is your impression about this statement? Any one of you? Why did she say that her blood totally belongs to Russia? Huh? Yes? Yeah. Because she had all the qualities and that patriotism. She loves her motherland, that is Russia. So she also says that the blood which is there, it belongs to Russian. Though she migrated, she went for a short stay in US, United States of America. Okay, this is about Maria Sharapova, and I'll give a little touch up to the lesson by giving the character sketch of Maria Sharapova. So, there is one interesting thing. Her name is not only Maria Sharapova. It is Maria Yurevna.